You know, there's a really good chance that most of you have at one point or another had somebody knock on your door from a political campaign, especially in Virginia where we have elections all the time. You know, some of you may have knocked on doors yourselves. There may even be a couple of you in here that were candidates. Okay? And some of you I know, when you see them coming, you kind of dive behind the living room couch so you don't have to answer the door, right? Yeah, you're going to admit it. But in any case, it can also often be interesting. In 2006, I ran for the Leesburg Town Council, and I got absolutely whomped. There were 9 candidates running for 3 spots, and I finished 8th. And the guy who finished behind me hardly campaigned. It was bad. There was even a write-in candidate for mayor that got more votes than I did. The truth. So I was humiliated. But I really wanted to do it. So I joined a bunch of committees. In fact, so many that they ended up passing a law that said you couldn't do that anymore. I met a lot of people, got to know every newspaper reporter in town. I even pretended to like all of them. So by 2008, I was ready. I had my clipboard, I had my walk sheet, I had my pencil, I had my vote for Dave sticker. I was ready. This is the very first door I knocked on. Hi, I'm Dave Butler. Would you like to vote for me? Dave Butler? No, I'm not going to vote for you. Why not? Because I've seen you on these committees and you're bad for the town. You're going to cost me money. And I'm not going to vote for you, and I'm going to make sure that my whole neighborhood doesn't vote for you either. Well, okay. And I went home after one door. I told my wife, I'm going to quit. There's only 4 people running for 3 spots, and I'm going to lose again. But the next morning, I decided, okay, I'm going to continue to do this anyway. So this was door number 2, which is right next to door number 1. Hi, I'm Dave Butler. You wouldn't want to vote for me, would you? Dave Butler? Sure, I'll vote for you. Really? Why? Because I've seen you on these committees, and I think you'd be great for the town. You're clearly smarter than anybody on the town council. And so, he actually said that. So, I'm going to vote for you. I'm going to make sure that all my friends vote for you too. Yippee! That was the best door I ever knocked on. And I won. Now, in 2011, I ran for the House of Delegates. Now, this is a different race because you run with a party. So naturally, I ran as a Democrat. But the problem is, how do you know what doors to knock on since we don't register for a party in Virginia? So instead, we have a super secret database that guesses at what you are. So if you own a boat, or say you have a gun license, you get This is absolutely true. You get Republican points. If you own, say, a Prius, or you have season tickets to the opera, then you get Democrat points. So I'm going up to this door, and I'm looking at my walk sheet, and it says, leans Republican. So I'm like, well, I am just so awesome that he's going to vote for me anyway. So I knock on the door, and a guy comes to the door, and he's about this tall, and he's about this wide, and he's got all these muscles. In fact, even his muscles have muscles. And he's bald, and he's mean-looking. And he says, yeah. I'm like, hi, I'm Dave Butler. Would you like to vote for me? Are you a liberal? Well, I look to my right, and I see he owned a boat. And I looked to my left, and I saw a pickup truck with a gun rack. I looked all around, and I didn't see a Prius anywhere. I strained my ears, and I didn't hear any opera. So I did the only thing I could think of. I lied. No, I says, as I looked up at him. He looks back down at me. Are you a Democrat? Well, by this time, I knew the jig was up. There was no way I could lie about that. So I just looked him straight in the eye and I said, yes, I am. And when I said that, his muscles started to bulge out. His eyeballs started to pop out of his head. His face turned purpley red. And he started to shake and he says, "Get off my porch." I'm like, oh my God. I said, "Yes, sir." And I went, whoo, right down to my car. I was never so scared in my life. That was the worst door I ever knocked on. Now, that race, there was too many people like him, and so I lost. But in 2012, I got to run for re-election to the town council. So now I'm on the street, and I'm going down, knocking on doors. I'm going like, and bing bong, and then I get to this door, and I go bing bong, and nobody home, no big deal. So I take my palm card, and I shove it in the door. Only the door is not entirely latched. So it starts to open by itself. It goes, ee, all the way open. Well, okay, no big deal. So I just took my palm card and I just went flip into the house. I grabbed the door, went meow, and then closed it up nice and tight. And then went on my way. And bing bong and all that. And so now a couple hours later, I'm a few streets away and I get a call. "Hi, honey, what's up? The police are looking for me?" "Really? Why?" So I stopped what I was doing right then, drove down to the police station and turned myself in. "Hi, Mr. Officer, heard you were looking for me." "Mr. Butler?" "Yes." Were you knocking on doors on such and such street a couple hours ago?" Yes, I was." "Well, we got reports that you were breaking into houses." "Breaking into houses?" "Yeah, a lady said you came and opened her door all the way up and saw her, closed the door and left." I'm like, and then it hit me. So I'm like, "No, wait." And so I told him the whole story about the bing bong and the shh and the eek and the flip and the yerk and the ka-chunk. And by the time I was done, he was like, "Okay, Mr. Butler, I understand. I'll talk to the lady and I think everything will be okay." I'm like, phew. All right. I said, "Is there anything I can do to help?" He said, "Yeah, from now on, no more okay?" So I'm like, okay, fine. So that became my first rule. No eek ever, okay? My second rule is always remember, not everybody is gonna love you or the candidate you're knocking on a door for. Some may love me and some will loathe me, and that's just the way that it is. My third rule is if you knock on 100 doors, 60 of them won't be home, 30 of them will just say, "Thank you for the palm card, goodbye." 9 of them will have a nice, pleasant conversation, and there will be one bad door. Don't obsess about the one bad door. Soak in the 99 good ones. Because if all you do is focus on the one bad door, you'll drive yourself absolutely crazy. Now, I do have one request for all of you. If you're home and somebody from a political campaign knocks on your door, please answer it. Because if you do, you'll make us feel really good about moving democracy forward in this great country of ours. And also, if you answer the door, there is no chance for any eek. All right? Thank you.